Some more news for you to use. Greetings from Principal Patty Barnes to all of our Eagle faculty meetings. I'm excited about this first edition of our S'mores newsletter that will go out monthly to all of our school staff. We'll also have a parent newsletter that will go out giving you some valuable information that you and our school community can use. We will begin sending school messenger announcements very soon. Please note, teachers, you will also have access, but that access will not be granted unless you attend training. So if you've not attended any school messenger training as of yet, we do encourage you to sign up and to get that training so that your access can be turned on. Just a few celebration points. Ms. Harris and I greatly enjoyed spending time in classrooms visiting, and you'll be getting more feedback from us. Some of you we've already had a chance to talk to, but you'll be getting some feedback from us regarding the highlights, the great things that we're seeing that are going on in our classrooms. Thank you and kudos to our leadership team for working through our first fishbone activity where we were able to really target in an instructional focus around reading for us for this school year. So more information about that will be also shared out as we continue to develop and to make strategic plans to address our school performance goals. I also have a kudos to share to recognize some of our staff that have just done great things in this first quarter, and we want to say thank you again for your efforts. Kudos to Miss Rivera, Senora Rivera de Leon, for an awesome Hispanic Heritage Night. It's our first virtual one. Of course, this is a year of first for us. Also to Miss Irene De Leon for being selected from the state of Maryland to be a group and the first cohort for our Leadership for Emergency Academic Preparedness program that is going to be held in the state of Maryland, where teachers from all over will collaborate to begin to build that professional network to help us continue to grow and respond to the academic needs during this time. I also want to send kudos again to our paraprofessionals who are diligently working to increase their support of our primary classroom teachers as they are engaging on learning more technology strategies to use, and also to every single classroom teacher. I want to highlight the work that you all have done around intervention and strategic response to our students' needs with regards to many rounds of assessments for which we are going into again next week, our next round of benchmark assessments. But I want to say to all of you, kudos. You're all still here. That's a huge thing. This is a first across the nation as we are venturing into an entire virtual school environment with the anticipation of returning partially in a hybrid environment in February. But kudos to all of you for remaining and staying the course. Of course, we've learned a lot. All of us have learned a lot about grace and courtesy, and we continue to extend that grace and courtesy to one another as we work to support our students. So a few things that I just want to bring to your attention as we are wrapping up the quarter. First of all, please make sure that you are that you're in compliance with what our reopening plan says with regards to grading. If you, as you are finalizing your grades, please make sure that you've made those parent communication and you have those documented. Make sure that you have implemented all of the accommodations and followed up with special education teachers where there were opportunities or needs for supports for our special education students. Make sure that you are not counting the homework as per our reopening plan. There is a piece in there that is specific to homework. I know Ms. Mason has an email that's going out to clarify that. We also want to make sure that you have given children an adequate opportunity to show mastery and really to earn the grades for the quarter by way of having enough grades input into the system. So as we're looking back, we get lots of reports on the principal end with regards to our staff and our school and making sure we are in compliance. I know that some of you were given reminders about ensuring your grades, 2 grades a week, were put in place, and for those that were only seeing classes once a week, that 1 grade a week, making sure that it was there, making sure that you were keeping up with updating your grades on a regular basis, and ensuring that parents had an opportunity to both see and respond to your communication if students were not engaging and completing those assignments. So, of course, at the end of the term, I do anticipate getting some questions. That's usually when a lot of parents will check in to see how their students are doing. And I know you've been communicating all along, so that communication is going to be key as we are working through finalizing grades. We have lots of celebration points. Thus far, we've already mentioned Hispanic Heritage Month. November is a Native American Heritage Month, so we definitely want to, as you're building culture in your classrooms, making sure you're taking the time to acknowledge the contributions of our Native American family members. Also, American Education Week will be celebrated during this month. Many school districts traditionally do Teacher Appreciation Week in May, but we do want to acknowledge that American education, for which the number one factor of a solid education is the classroom teacher. So kudos to you. But we want to acknowledge the great work that you're doing. And we also have several breaks that are coming up at the end of this month, and then again our winter break in December. So please make sure that you are planning accordingly. For our families that will recognize Diwali, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but we also want to make sure that we're being culturally responsive and including all of our different celebration points throughout. Small fun fact, October was Principal Appreciation Month, and a few of you did remember, so I do want to say thank you for the videos or the emails or the thanks for just being a new leader in the building. I do appreciate that as well. So just a couple notes with regards to assessments and utilizing data. Please know that iRead and iReady, there is an expectation that we are using as well as Dreambox, there is an expectation that we are using these resources that have been made available to us appropriately in the classroom. And so when we're looking at it, iRead, the recommendation is 3 times a week for 20 minutes. iReady, same thing, recommendation 3 times a week for 20 minutes. And Dreambox, recommendation 5 or more lessons per week, and each lesson can range for about 10 minutes for our K2 and about 20 minutes for our 3 to 5, 3rd to 5th grade students. So please make sure you are encouraging that, as well as sending parent communication home, posting on your Google Classrooms, just information about these resources that are definitely there, and valuable resources that can help our students to continue to progress and make sure we're not widening any gaps or holes that may be there. We want to make sure that you're being intentional about monitoring your students' progress, and if there are challenges that you're seeing that students are not responding to the instruction that you're giving, and there needs to be a recommendation to our school SIT team, please make sure that you're completing that paperwork and submitting that to Ms. Breckenridge so we can schedule a meeting and solution seek together. Ultimately, it's been I'm going to say a wild ride, right? It's been an interesting first 9 weeks, but as I noted in my email last week, I'm very thankful to be a part of the John Hanson Eagle community, and looking forward to having a positive and productive second quarter of the year. So enjoy this newsletter. Please make sure you take the time to read the newsletter. For all the people that added to our newsletter creation, we definitely want to say thank you for those that were contributors. A special thank you to our tech engagement team. The lead for that team is Miss Lee, and our 3 representatives are Miss Calla Orr, Senora Rivera de Leon, and Miss Kelly Downs. So thank you all so much for the work that you're doing to help bring together this newsletter for us, and we hope that you find it informative. And as we're going on, if you have pieces that you want to contribute or ideas for our newsletter, please make sure you share them with one of the team members that was just mentioned. I think that's it for today. Thank you so much. Have a great day.